Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another episode. Dave Rodriguez here, one of the head traders inside the Alliance community. Quick shout out to everybody watching the video today. Definitely appreciate the support. Make sure you mash that subscribe button if you have not already. Go ahead and click that bell as well. All the newbie viewers, everybody watching this for the first time, or anybody that's watched it before and not taken advantage of our free ebook, the Cryptocurrency Consumer Guide, it has all our best kept secrets and strategies. Tons of things you need to know in order to make it in the market. We'll be announcing how to receive that free ebook at the end of the video. So make sure you guys stay tuned and we'll go ahead and jump right in. Oh, sorry. So we are going to look at the trade we took yesterday on the setup. It is still Ripple. Those of you who didn't get the entry here on the breakout could have got an entry here, and then a safe entry is right here. I also think that we are in a safe position to go ahead and enter and minimal get back to the 33-cent area. If you were entering here, because you guys see how this went up, tapped off, not only we had one break and a perfect pinpoint test of this downwards trend line, we also tapped it again, worked our way up, broke these highs here, and then came back down to retest the 200 MA, and we're holding above it, not even retesting it right now. We're holding above it, and you can see higher highs and higher lows. So we do expect this to break out here. This is a good entry area. A good stop loss would be right in this area here. Let me just kind of dial in on the 1 hour real quick, just to break it down a little more so I can see a little bit more clearly. And then we'll have stops right below here. So stops are going to be below this point here, right below the 200 MA, basically 32 cents. And we're looking to take this to the upside here. You want to keep it below this 32 area slightly, your stops. Maybe even like right here. And then we're looking for an upside target here, next target here, next target here, all the way up to the 35-cent area. So we're looking for that long on XRP. Those of you who trade Bitcoin, these charts a lot of times look the same. So we're seeing somewhat of a pennant here. So it'll go up, it'll go down, it'll go up, it'll go down, and then it'll pop out of the top. The entries could be right here where we're at. One good one was here, another good one was here. Some people like to wait for it to break out, retest, and then get an entry. I do think this is safe with stops down here to retest the highs in this zone. We'll take a quick look at Bitcoin to see what it's doing, but I've been focused on XRP and the trade that I've taken a few days ago. The leverage trades that we took, we closed once we broke, and before we retested, we started seeing this downwards pressure. So we went ahead and sold and looked for a new entry. We entered again off the trend line and entered again in here. So the trend line close was up in here. We closed the leverage trade here, but we did buy XRP down in this area on Binance, and we are still holding that trade. So this, on a leverage trade, you take that profit because you know how margin trading is. You can gain a lot of profit on little 3% moves, and we've been seeing a lot of 3% moves. So we'll look at Bitcoin real quick. Bitcoin is showing somewhat of a ascending wedge here. And a lot of times that ends up bearish. What we could see is a revisit of some of these areas here. We could see a retest in some of these areas here. We could see a fallout, maybe a retest to come back down. It is kind of a rising wedge here, but it is making higher highs and higher lows. We could see a complete spike out of the top. Everything else is looking pretty bullish. We have broke out and above this main area here. So as you can see, this is a nice little area here that we finally broken out and above. We're currently holding above it. This could turn into some sort of a retest, where we could come back down and maybe retest this area of the 61.8. Since we did break through it, we could see a nice spike down, a retest back up to the heavens, and then ultimately reaching this 4,200 area with 3,800 been a hard mark to pass. We've passed that. I can see a retest of this region here, anywhere in here, before continuing to the upside. So I've been very cautious. I've really been looking at XRP mostly because I do love to trade XRP because of the price action and just the things that it brings, the opportunities it brings us. Very clear price action here, guys. We are swimming below the MAs, the 8 and the 18, but we are well above the 200. On the 1 hour, which is a short time frame, let's see if we're above the 200 here. Yes, we are. And let's go even higher. We are still above the 200 on all time frames that we are looking to trade on. Nicely above the 200 here. Also above the 18 MA. Looking to do the last cross here of the 200 MA. Once this red MA crosses this 200 black MA, that is a very strong bullish move to the upside. So be looking out for those things. Be looking for this MA to cross this MA, a pop to the top to reach 33, 34, then eventually around 35. Now, in other news, real quick, so we can cover some fundamental topics. We've talked about Quadriga Exchange before. The owners died, locked up 190 million, 160 million, 180 million. We've heard so many different numbers. Here, putting the fate of 137 million in doubt. An auditor basically revealed that it had finally assessed, or excuse me, can't read my own writing, finally accessed the digital wallet set up by Quadriga's late CEO. His name was Gerald Cotton. He did have a co-founder as well. We'll talk about him in a minute. And instead of holding the 137 million, the wallets were completely empty. They were drained back in 2018. There was a total of 6 cold wallets Quadriga used to securely store the cryptocurrency offline, where expected to hold millions of dollars inside those 6 wallets. In this case, 137 million, according to this article. But they were emptied out in April, months before Cotton's death was reported. He actually didn't even report his. They didn't actually report his death till like a month after he died, which is also very weird. Bringing the balances down to 0 is what's in those 6 cold wallets, and Ernst & Young is the one who reported that. They are a accounting firm, an auditing firm. Excuse me, not an accounting firm. The news furthers the frustrations of Quadriga's 115,000 users who have been unable to withdraw their money because it was stored in cold wallets that didn't even really exist, or the money didn't even exist. So much of it in the form of Bitcoin that was on the 6 cold wallets from the troubled exchange. Now, there's a new twist. The auditor says the company was also found to have created what looks to be more like a dozen fake accounts. Now, Quadriga has been under debt protection from its creditors since February 5th by the order of the Supreme Court of Nova Scotia. Now, the court also appointed Ernst & Young to monitor, to sort out how much money the exchange still has and where it should go. So they're basically in charge of finding out what their assets are and how they should be allocated. Now, basically, in a recently published report to the court, Ernst & Young says that only one of those wallets, which it calls the 6th wallet, stayed in regular use after April, apparently used to receive Bitcoin from another cryptocurrency exchange and then transfer that Bitcoin to Quadriga's hot wallet. Now, that was used for quick turnaround transactions and payments. So that wasn't a cold wallet, that was a hot wallet. Now, when the monitor asked Quadriga's remaining representatives why the company had stopped depositing Bitcoins into its cold wallets last spring, they were unable to come up with a reason, or unable to come up with an answer. Ernst & Young says it's researching any external accounts Quadriga might have had on other exchanges besides its own. Now, in other unsettling detail, Ernst & Young's also learned about 14 user accounts had been created outside the normal process by Quadriga, apparently using aliases and bogus funding. Very, very suspect. Now, those accounts were initially created without a corresponding customer and used to trade on the Quadriga platform. Even more shady. Now, transaction histories of those accounts show a significant volume of activity, the monitor said, including trading and withdrawing of cryptocurrencies to the wallet addresses not associated at all with Quadriga Exchange. Now, the firm says it's still analyzing those accounts and hopes to learn whether deposits into them were somehow faked and how much has been withdrawn from Quadriga's reserves and where their money wound up. Where did it go? If it wasn't in the wallets, it's been dumped out last year, where is the millions and millions and millions of dollars? Now, when Robertson announced Cotton's death, She said he died due to complications with Crohn's disease, as we discussed in earlier articles. Now, he was traveling in India where he was opening an orphanage to provide a home for safe refuge for children that are in need in that area. Now, the extraordinary circumstances around Cotton's death and his encrypted laptop have fueled torrents of conspiracy theories, from claims that Cotton faked his own death to possibly um, expose sort of a Ponzi scheme. Speculation about what happens to Quadriga's Bitcoin holdings has now reached fever pitch. Even before Ernst & Young concluded the wallets that were purported to be Quadriga's key Bitcoin reserves were all found empty. Canada's Globe and Mail newspaper published a story last week, basically asserting that Quadriga's co-founder, this is his partner, Michael Patron. Now check this out, guys. He used an alias to cover up his true identity when owning this company. He used an alias because he was a convicted felon right here in the United States for his role in online theft ring. Now check this out. A month ago, Patron told the newspaper that he had split with Quadriga more than 3 years ago after disagreeing with Cotton's decision not to take the company public. Now, more or less, he was involved in money laundering, identity theft, and all kinds of stuff here in the U.S. and was deported back to Canada. When they asked him about his reporting on his identity, he replied that they were incorrect, but had no details to talk to him, saying he needed to speak to an attorney first. Writing is on the walls, guys. Remember, they said there was, criminal organizations that are known for, what do you call it? Signing someone else's signature, you know what I mean? Forging. They're known for forging all kinds of different documents like death certificates. So was he out there doing philanthropy? Was he out there finding fake death certificates? He had $100-something million to do it with. Could this be a giant Ponzi scheme? And could this be a way for Mr. Cotton and Mr. Patron to walk off with $130 to $190 million? So we'll keep following the story. That's all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. Those of you who are brand new or have not taken advantage of the free ebook, scroll down to the description below. You'll see a link. It's the bitcoinconsumerguide.com/YT. That's like YouTube. Okay? Click that link. You'll get your full ebook, the Cryptocurrency Consumer Guide. It has all our best kept strategies and secrets. Also, you're going to get a free training series. Now, this is a whole training series from top to bottom given to you absolutely no cost by Cody Sperber himself, the clever investor. So make sure you see what he has to say. Make sure you listen and watch the whole video, because at the end, they're going to announce how you receive that free training class that breaks down Bitcoin and blockchain and the whole process for you. So until next time, we'll see you guys tomorrow on the next breakdown.